Boo. I just spent about 5 hours in a rabbit hole of AP Gov studying. This is the fruition of my labor, and I hope you can appreciate and reciprocate as always. I know some folks might be checked out, thinking school is done. I'm not of that mindset. So this is my final Gov assignment here. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, and that everyone turns in something. Okay, those taking the test, very simple. I'd like you to turn in one concept FRQ and one argument FRQ. That's it. You turn in one. I'm going to really try hard to get those back to you. Like I made it due this Thursday, but please turn it in sooner if you can so I can get it back to you. Okay. The AP Gov test is Monday, May 11th at 1 p.m. California time. We can hang out that Monday morning a little bit and talk about things, but let's be focused. Those not taking the Gov test, I expect you to also kind of continue your studies in school. I'm saying you got to turn in independent research. Okay, what does that look like? Ideally, it's just you kind of reflecting bullet points, key facts. I decided to make it real world. Those of us in California are going to vote this fall on two, actually three ballot initiatives that are pretty wild. So again, most important, okay, you turn in either two FRQs, okay, one concept, one argument, or you turn in some independent research on Gov, okay. Please don't waste my time turning in junk. Okay, take it seriously. Y'all are 18, are about to be 18. We did a whole semester of Gov, and this is the real world now. Okay, we got stuff on the ballot for real. You want to go off on your own research? Get back to me. Okay, tell me, go back to gerrymandering. How do we fix gerrymandering? What's going to happen in the 2020 election? Things like that. I kept it local. We don't do enough local. Okay, we have stuff on Prop 13, which is a huge deal. Yeah, it should be like, yo, go talk to somebody in your family that understands Prop 13 and how much you are currently benefiting from it. If you bought your house 20 years ago, you are paying so much less taxes than someone that bought their house 1 year ago. Is that fair? That's bigger than this. The first step here is commercial properties. Okay, so I won't go off too much on this, but Prop 13 keeps your property taxes very low if you've been in your house for a long time. And I know why they did it. Okay, but this fall, there's a ballot thing about commercial properties. Okay, so I got your little current event, kind of trying to explain it. Okay, and here's the actual ballot explanation. Remember, you're going to vote. You walk in and you must vote yes, you must vote no. Okay, Prop 13 for y'all rich folks probably is pretty relevant. I've been in my ethnic studies head also about the injustice of the criminal justice system. Okay, California was one of the first on the Get Tough, the three strikes laws, all that stuff. Interesting. COVID is pushing us to release prisoners. Okay, so here's an interesting initiative this fall about cash bail. Okay, should we get rid of the whole entire bail system? Okay, again, here's the one about Prop 13, which keeps property taxes low as far as it applies to commercial properties. You can do your own research. There's tons of information out there. I like how this article talks about what Prop 13 was back in the 70s. Okay, please impress me with your knowledge and take it seriously. Okay, here's one about crime and bail bonds. Okay, it's just a start. Okay, you do your own research. Again, you're supposed to be doing 3 hours of work per class. This is an AP class, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, back to the assignment. So again, turn in FRQs, turn in your own research. You can research whatever you want about government. I'm suggesting the actual California ballot stuff. Okay, next, here's the general AP stuff I made last week. Okay, has again the rubric for the argument, which is now going to be question one. Okay, here's an example of actually what was question one, the concept analysis. Okay, here's the answer. Okay, here is the argument one. Here is some kind of examples for the answer. And then macro, we'll talk. This Thursday, I'll have macro stuff posted for next week. You turn in this one, you turn in the macro one, and we're finished. Okay, we should be done by May 15th, May 18th. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's the general stuff. Here is the product of hours of work from Libitor, myself, many others. Okay, this is more info than you need. So if you've not been studying, or already have been studying, this is the real deal. Okay, I call it the real deal. Okay, it gives you some info about kind of how to take the test. Okay, It talks again, some of the videos I already posted about how to write the FRQs. It really breaks down the FRQs really well. Okay, I borrowed this from somebody. It's really good, well done. Okay, your thesis point argument, you got to have a thesis, and then you got to have two evidences. Um, you know, two reasonings per evidence. Okay, and then connect the reasonings. The reasoning is connecting it back to your thesis. Okay, so we have our evidence. Okay, we explain the evidence, and then we reason back to the thesis. Okay, so this is the argument FRQ. All right. Um, the examples there are pretty clear. Okay, the examples there are pretty clear. Okay, 7 points. Okay, 1 point for a thesis. Okay, 2 points for each piece of evidence. Okay, you have to explain the evidence. Okay, and then give the reasoning behind the evidence. The reasoning is the slightly awkward part. The reasoning is how you connect it back to the thesis. Okay, how you connect it back to the thesis. You watch the videos; they're pretty clear on that. Okay, um, they give you the FRQ documents. There's that guy who did a 6-minute video for you. Okay, here's a graphic organizer. Again, evidence, summarize the evidence, connect to the thesis. That's your reasoning. And then they say, get a concluding statement. Maybe that kind of reinforces your thesis. You can give more. Okay, you can give more. Can you have that 25 minutes to get this done? That's the argument essay. Okay, here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possible ones for you to answer. You answer one of those and submit it into Canvas. I'll grade it. Then we have the concept FRQ. Okay, this is the one that has the ABC, where it gives you scenario and you respond to the scenario. This one feels a little easier. Okay, so key point is describe. Make sure that you are thorough. You can always give like more than one example here to really make sure you get the point. So you can say Congress can do this, Congress can do this, Congress can do this, and then hope one of them is right. Okay, so definitely be verbose. Definitely be excessive in your information. Okay, so A right there. Where to go? Okay, A right there is kind of describing. Okay, then we can get into kind of more explaining. Okay, we can kind of have a Zoom and really talk about this, but for now I'm trying to be kind of short on this one. Okay, here's our FRQ rubric, and again, there's that video that I had posted last week. Okay, so again, that is the general info, and then more importantly, the real deal. That real deal one is slides 16 to 30 for prompts. You do one FRQ and argument, one FRQ and concept. I grade it, and we see how we're doing. Okay. Now, what else is? I'm sorry. So the work that we did actually was this crazy long sheet called McD AP Review. Okay. Libertor kind of started this. I added to it. So what is the content you can study? Okay. There's an ACDC guy that produced quite a few videos. So here's his videos right here to go through. You want to review that way. Okay. He has, I put the whole list there, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. Okay, remember, AP test is only Units 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then he also has those videos again about, there's some video on the docs. You can see the SCOTUS if you want to. I feel like they might kind of allude to SCOTUS in the concept question, and you might want to use the SCOTUS information in your in the argument question. Okay, so here's this long document. Here's the review book we made in fall of 2018. We looked at it last semester. Has all the foundational docs. Has a ton of information. Okay. Here's some review sheets. You want to kind of fill it in on your own. And here's the review guide I've been using for years. Okay, I like it. It's not, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, kind of to everything. Okay, ACDC does sell a really thorough review pack if you want to kind of buy that one. Okay, I did find a Unit 1 Quizlet I liked. Okay, and speaking of Quizlet, GoPo Pro. This guy made a nice vocabulary. I actually bought his review sheet today, $20. It's not really worth it. Okay. You can go on College Board and do stuff. And I kind of put this in order of kind of how I like them, and then we can get deep on all sorts of stuff. Okay. Here's the argument FRQs we wrote last semester to kind of really remind you what the argument is. Here's the concept stuff we did last semester. And again, here's that real deal link that has the actual prompts that you need to respond to. Okay. And that's it. If you really, here's a nice little self-check rubric about making the argument essay. Here's another kind of somebody talking about how to make the concept question. Okay. If you're really caught up in like how the test actually takes place, this is a pretty thorough thing about how the test takes place. In fact, at noon today, I was trying to finish by noon today. At noon today, a killer AP teacher, Ms. Hitchcock, is hosting how to do a real live AP test session. Probably can't make it by noon, but I'll post a link to that also. Okay. I'm going to email everybody to kind of follow up. So thank you for listening. Questions, please shoot them to me. Let's get together and talk at some point. Okay. So again, everything's kind of in order here. Okay. Most important info, you got to turn in something to me if you want the points. You don't want the points, and I don't know how some of you are. This is important to me. So I'm going to put the point values up. Okay. Turn something into me. We'll make it due by Thursday. Okay. We can take late stuff. And for the FRQ stuff, please try to have it turned in sooner. Okay. Thank you for your time.